I hope everyone has a story like this. I had an amazing teacher. Her name was Miss Kabakoff. And I was in the lowest track of learning in my school. And Miss Kabakoff was the teacher for the higher track, for the highest track. And I wasn't in her class. She was just out on the playground. And so I was in this low one, and we were out there with all these kids, and there she was, and we just liked each other. She just kind of liked each other. And the day came, and I have no idea, no kidding, I have no idea how this happened, neither did my parents. She comes into my classroom, I'm in the lowest one, and she says, "Gary, get your stuff." And I thought, I'm being expelled. I mean, there was no place lower to go than the classroom I was in. But she took my hand. I remember this, walking through the halls with my teacher. She's holding my hand. I was humiliated. And walking over to her room. And she had taken a desk, and she had put it up against her desk. And she had filled it with books. And the books were way too young for me in terms of grade level, Dr. Seuss stuff. But I couldn't read them. I couldn't read any of them. And she spent untoward hours, just over and over and over with me, teach me how to read and catch me up. And you know, that's why I'm sitting here with you right now, because Ms. Kabakoff took me and brought me that day into her classroom. I told that story to NPR once, and they decided to track her down. And they couldn't find her. They found her sister in Baltimore, who was obviously not my Ms. Kabakoff. But her sister told them about where she was, and she had emigrated to Israel in 1976 and had been teaching there. And so they contacted her, and I got back in touch with her. She sent me a picture of me in one of those early grades. She had schlepped it all the way over to Israel. She sent me a picture. Doesn't that say a lot about her? So, and today she is retired from teaching. She taught there since 1976. And she is teaching Ethiopian women in Israel their ancient tapestry techniques. And there's a business that she's working with to work with these techniques. You can go online and find them. Her name is Block now, Phyllis Block. She is actually married. Do you remember there was a raid? There was a terrorist takeover of an Israeli plane that went down to Entebbe. And the Israeli Air Force, knowing that there's no way they were going to negotiate out of this.
Can you start again at the Israeli
Okay.
Air Force?
The Israeli Air Force knew that there's no way that they were going to negotiate their way out of this. And so they went down. Remember this raid? It was like in I forget what it was, 72, something? I forget when it was. But they went down and they rescued everyone on that plane. It was a complete success except for one woman who had been taken off the plane because she was ill and then later murdered, as you would expect. My Miss Kabakoff married the son of that woman who was a journalist, who became a journalist, and now has himself passed. But she is still, I hear from her once a week. I mean, how many of your elementary school teachers do you hear from when you're 58? I'm 58 years old, but about once a week. Yeah, she's terrific.